News. We are 24 News Radio TV. From Abuja to Lagos, Sokoto to Port Harcourt, Enugu to Ilorin, all across Nigeria, we bring you news and information that will make your day. We are news. We are 24 News Radio TV.
Good evening to all our amazing viewers watching us from all over the world. Thank you for joining in this beautiful evening to news update from 24 News Radio and Television. I am Aiba Karina Wari. First, the headlines. New tax law will boost economy, drive growth, says Ekiti Internal Revenue Service Chairman Olatona. Commendations as Bureau of Community Communications begin end-of-year grassroots engagement in Ekiti. Citing security concerns, US adds Nigeria, 14 others to travel restrictions list. Braves as Ekiti United Feeders team trash Ikole All-Stars in thrilling-friendly encounter. Now the news in details. The chairman of the Ekiti State Internal Revenue Service, Mr. Olaniran Olatona, has assured Nigerians that the new federal tax law, scheduled to take effect in January, is designed to further strengthen the economy and will not result in unauthorized deductions from individual bank accounts or cause undue hardship for the citizens. Speaking at a press briefing in Ado-Ekiti, the EKIRS chairman said the tax reform is part of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led federal government efforts to modernize the tax system, improve revenue generation, and promote fairness in tax administration across the country. Olatona allayed fears among members of the public that the new tax law would lead to arbitrary deductions from personal bank accounts, stressing that the law does not grant tax authorities the power to withdraw funds from individual accounts without due process. According to him, the tax reform is designed to broaden the tax base, encourage voluntary compliance, reduce multiple taxes, reduce revenue leakages, while also creating an enabling environment for businesses to thrive and contribute meaningfully to economic development. The EKIRS chairman also debunked rumors suggesting that Nigerians without tax identification number (TIN) will be penalized or have their account frozen under the new tax reform. He clarified that the reforms are primarily aimed at regularizing and issuing TINs to enhance tax administration and ensure better compliance rather than to target or punish individuals who do not have one. He further clarified that the new tax reform does not mean an increase in taxes for Nigerians. Instead, he said it is designed to protect low-income earners, allowing them to grow and develop economically until they reach a level where they become liable to pay taxes, ensuring a fair and progressive taxation. The chairman advised Nigerians to use proper and accurate description when making bank transfer, stressing that doing so will help avert unnecessary taxation or misinterpretation by tax authorities, thereby ensuring smooth processing of transactions under the new tax system. Commending President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's economic reforms, which he said have helped stabilize the economy and set the country on the path of prosperity, the EKIRS chairman urged Ekiti people and Nigerians at large to support the initiative and cooperate with tax authorities to ensure the successful implementation of new tax law and sustain national development. The Bureau of Community Communications has commenced its annual end-of-year grassroots engagement in Aramoko, Ekiti, aimed at bringing governance closer to the people. 24 News correspondent Demola Atobaba said the grassroots engagement with communities, groups, and associations across the state is in line with Governor Biodun Oyebanji's people-centered governance towards ensuring that every citizen remains a critical stakeholder in a state's development process. Receiving the team from the governor's office on Tuesday in Aramoko, Ekiti, leader of Elegant Support Group for BAO MCA, Bosede Abirabe, appreciated the governor for prioritizing the welfare of citizens and reiterated the commitment of her support group to mobilize electorates ahead of the forthcoming gubernatorial election. On her part, Director General, Bureau of Community Communications, Mariam Motosho, commended the association for standing behind the administration of Governor Yebanji, assuring them of the governor's continued commitment to inclusive governance and grassroots empowerment. She encouraged the members of the association to get their permanent voters card, stressing the importance of performing the civic responsibility for sustaining good governance and development in the state. Highlights of the occasion is the distribution of food items and cash support to indigent residents aimed to support women, youth, and vulnerable in the society. President Donald Trump on Tuesday signed a proclamation further restricting entry to the United States for nationals from countries deemed high risk due to demonstrated, persistent, and severe deficiencies in screening, vetting, and information sharing that threaten United States national security and public safety. Nigeria is now listed among the 15 additional countries newly subject to partial restrictions. The announcement comes directly from the White House website in a fast shield titled President Donald J. Trump further restricts and limits the entry of foreign nationals to protect the security of the United States, issued on Tuesday, December 16, 2025. Recall that Trump had earlier on October 31st declared Nigeria as a country of particular concern over alleged persecution of Christians in the country. The White House described the action as strengthening national security through common sense restrictions based on data. The Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau (NSIB) has commenced investigation into the aircraft that crashed at the Sam Mbakwe International Cargo Airport, Owerri, Imo State. The accident, which happened around 8 p.m. local time on Tuesday, involved Sky Power Express Cessna 172 aircraft with nationality and registration marks 5N ASR. The aircraft was originally en route Kaduna International Airport to Port Harcourt International Airport when the crew declared an emergency necessitating a diversion to Owerri. The aircraft subsequently crashed in the approach area of runway 17 with 4 persons on board at the time of the incident and no fatalities reported so far. The NSIB, in a statement by its director, Public Affairs and Family Assistance Bimbo Olawumi Oladeji, said the Bureau was notified of an accident involving a Cessna 172 aircraft with nationality and registration marks 5N ASR operated by Sky Power Express. Oladeji confirmed that the incident occurred on Tuesday around 8 o'clock local time at Sam Mbakwe International Cargo Airport, Owerri. Kaduna South Senator Sunday Marshal Katung has just announced his defection to the All Progressives Congress (APC) from the People's Democratic Party (PDP). In a letter read to senators on the floor on Wednesday by the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, the defector said the PDP had become fractured and no longer met the aspiration of the voters in his constituency. He also said evolving political realities in Nigeria show that hope for a secure future for himself and his constituents was with the APC. Following weeks of respite, 12 artisanal miners were killed, 5 were injured, and 3 others were abducted on Wednesday in the Ratoso community, Fan district of Bakin Ladi local government area of Plateau State. An eyewitness who escaped the attack told the reporters that terrorists in large numbers attacked a mining site in the community at about 9:30 p.m. and opened fire indiscriminately on the group of young miners. 5 others were injured while attempting to escape the onslaught. It was later learned that the attackers, who had been hiding in the community prior to the incident, caught the miners unaware. Most of the victims were engrossed in night mining activities, making it difficult for them to either confront the assailants or flee. It further gathered that residents of the community are particularly worried about those abducted and taken away on motorcycles by the attackers. One resident said, "We can see the bodies of those killed, but we are even more concerned about those who were abducted." The national president of Berum Youth Mother Association, Barrister Solomon Daliop, who confirmed the incident, said, "At the moment I am at the scene of the incident, we are making efforts to bury the 12 persons killed, while those injured have been taken to the hospital. Our main worry right now is the 3 abducted persons. We are urging the security agencies, particularly operatives of Operation Enduring Peace, to help secure their release. The community is in deep agony over this unfortunate event." Joint Admission and Matriculation Board (JAMB) plan to accredit a total of 1,039 computer-based test centers in the country for the 2026 Tertiary Institution Entry Examination. Speaking with journalists in Ilorin on Wednesday on the sidelines of a 5-day CBT Centers accreditation tour, the JAMB registrar, Professor Ishaq Oloyede, said that 52 examination teams have been assigned for the task of reaccreditation or disqualification of the CBT centers across the country, as the case may be. He said that the yearly tour became expedient to ensure that the examination centers meet set requirements, adding that the fact that you were qualified last year could not make you qualify this year. The JAMB registrar, who said that the exercise has been so far so good, added that except 2 or 3 cases of implicated centers returning to participate in this year's exam. Some centers that were implicated in examination malpractice last year, not in Kwara State though, have repackaged themselves this year, moving from one center to another. But we have liaised with the Corporate Affairs Commission (CAC) to see that once you are a director of a failed CBT center, you cannot resurrect anywhere in the country. CAC has graciously granted us access to see the directors of the implicated center with their NIN so that it will not vitiate any board you belong. We'll be going on a quick short break. This is news updates on 24 News Radio and Television. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Staying tuned. This is news updates on 24 News Radio and Television. Now, sports news. Musa retires from Super Eagles after 15 years. Ahmed Musa has announced his retirement from international football, bringing to a close a 15-year career with the Super Eagles that saw him become Nigeria's most capped player and one of its most decorated modern internationals. The announcement came via a statement released on social media on Wednesday afternoon, in which Musa reflected on his journey and the pride of representing his country. After a lot of thought, I have decided to retire from international football, bringing to an end almost 15 years with the Super Eagles, he said. From the very first call-up, wearing the green and white meant everything to me. Recalling the early days of his international career, Musa said, I was just a young boy when the journey started. I remember being invited at the same time to the Under-20, Under-23, and the Super Eagles. I was young, still learning, and always traveling. but I never complained. Whenever Nigeria called, I showed up. It was never something I had to think twice about. Musa also highlighted the honor of reaching 111 caps for Nigeria. Playing 111 matches for my country is something I hold with deep respect. To become the most capped player in the history of Nigerian football is a great honor. Every time I wore the jersey, I understood the responsibility that came with it. Musa was part of the squad that won the 2013 African Cup of Nations and made history as the first Nigerian to score more than once in a FIFA World Cup match, achieving the feat against Argentina at the 2014 tournament. He later became the first Nigerian to score in two World Cups, netting twice against Iceland in 2018. He pointed to that as moments he would always treasure. He said winning the 2013 AFCON will always stand out. That team showed what it meant to play for Nigeria. Scoring at the World Cup against Argentina and Iceland are memories I will always carry with me. To score 4 goals at the World Cup and be Nigeria's highest goal scorer on that stage, it's something I am truly grateful for. He thanks his teammates, coaches, backroom staff, and administrators for believing in him throughout his career, while also expressing gratitude to the Nigerian fans at home and abroad for their unwavering support. The 33-year-old said he steps away from international football with peace and gratitude, confident that he gave his best and that the Super Eagles will continue to move forward. At club level, Musa returned to Kano Pillars in October 2024 for a third stint and has remained with the four-time Nigerian Professional Football League champions, taking on the role of general manager ahead of the 2025 to 2026 season. Congratulations, Musa. And for sports news from Ekiti, here says, brace as Ekiti United Feeders team trash Ikole All-Stars in thrilling-friendly encounter. It was a moment of excitement and display of talent as Ekiti State-owned football male side Ekiti United Feeders team massively defeated the heavyweights Ikole All-Stars in a friendly match at the newly reconstructed Ikole Stadium City on Tuesday. Venue of the game witnessed a full turnout of spectators, which includes football enthusiasts, fans, stakeholders from neighboring communities who trooped the event, and thereby creating an electric atmosphere for the game that kicked off at exactly 3:30 p.m. The visiting team, who started strongly, left no stone unturned, moving the ball fluidly across the pitch as Jesse Afolabi got the opening goal with a clear chance in the first 2 minutes of the game, while Ajanaku Justice doubled the scoring line in the third minute. The defense line of Ekiti United Feeders team yet remained resolute as Ajayi Shebu scored another brace in 15 minutes through a penalty kick. Nasiru Jamiu got the fourth goal in the 27th minute with a brilliant cross received from the wing. But the hosts, who looks unrelenting, got their first goal through a defensive error and netted it in the 38 minutes of the game. In the second half, Ekiti United Feeders coach Femi Kumuyi made two early substitutions, introducing fresh attackers. The changes paid off in the 51st and 54th minute when Amusheyin Samuel netted 2 goals back-to-back, sparking jubilant celebrations but left the host side disappointed. Both teams continued to press on with Olabisi's Nifemi 59th and 70th minute fantastic dribbling testing the opposition, while Ikole All-Stars side launched their second goal of the game in the 80th minute by striker Obina. The match ended 2-8 in favor of the Ekiti United Feeders team with a pomp and celebration. In his remark, the head coach of the Ekiti United Feeders team, Femi Kumuyi, hailed the BAO boys for giving their best during the encounter, adding that what paid off was that first they played to the instruction and also right sub was done on time so as to allow other players to prove themselves. Coach Kumuyi, who appreciated Governor Biodun Oyebanji-led administration for his unrelenting support, also commended the efforts of the technical advisor to the governor on sports development, Dr. Mrs. Olushola Oshetoba, in moving sporting activities forward in the state. The team will again slug it out with the Ekiti Queens Feeders on Friday, 19th December 2025 by 4 p.m. at the Oluyemi Kayode Stadium in Ado-Ekiti. It enjoys sport lovers, fans to come out en masse to cheer the players as a part of encouragement to perform better.
Samuel is okay. No complain. Samuel Sokale Tosibi. That's it.
Congratulations to the Ekiti Feeders team. Ekiti United Feeders. Now the headlines. New tax law will boost economic drive growth, says Ekiti Internal Revenue Services Chairman Olatona. Commendations as Bureau of Community Communications begin end-of-year grassroots engagement in Ekiti. Citing security concerns, US adds Nigeria, 14 others to travel restriction list. Brains as Ekiti United Feeders team trash Ikole All-Stars in training-friendly encounter. This news was packaged by Atobaba Demola and it was read by Aiba Karina Wari. Thank you for listening. I appreciate your indulgence. See you again tomorrow at the same time on the same platform. Bye. Have a beautiful evening. Thank you.
From Abuja to Lagos, Sokoto to Port Harcourt, Enugu to Ilorin,